from WJLA 24/7 News, this is Toyota Sports Talk.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Tuesday edition of Toyota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Scott Abraham. We continue to digest and dissect this NFL draft. The Washington Redskins getting a new crop of rookies that'll be wearing the burgundy and gold very soon. What are your draft grades for the Redskins? How do you think they did? All the eyes and all the focal point will be on Chase Young. And then the other layer is Trent Williams getting shipped out to San Francisco. Who won that trade? And coming up in just about 10 minutes right here in Toyota Sports Talk, we will have a conversation with Chase Young's best friend from high school. You might have heard of him. He's pretty good too. Orlando Magic guard Markelle Fultz. You don't want to miss that. That's coming up in about 10 minutes here on the program. And we also want to hear from you tonight. Unfortunately, we're not taking phone calls, but you can hit me up on Twitter at ScottABC7 or email me at scabraham@sbgtv.com. Send us your questions, your thoughts, your concerns about the Redskins draft, about the NFL draft, about Trent Williams, whatever you want to talk about, send them in, and we'll get to them later in the program. All right, our guest tonight on Toyota Sports Talk, Washington Post sports reporter Jake Russell. As always, Jake, great to see you.
Likewise, Scott. Thanks for having me.
So we were busy the last few days, the NFL drafts. All right, Professor Russell, how would you hand out your draft grade to those Washington Redskins?
I'd give them a B-. Obviously, the highlight of the draft was Chase Young, but it's not really hard to make that choice. He was obviously the consensus top player in the draft, even above Joe Burrow. That was the right choice. That was the only choice they should have made there. The rest of them, I could kind of take issue with some of them, but for the most part, they did something they needed to do, which was address giving Dwayne Haskins some more weapons, which he needed, and I think that'll help him this offseason.
Looking at the other draft picks other than Chase Young, does anybody stand out that maybe you're excited about?
I like Antonio Gandy-Golden. He was really productive in college. He had 1,000 yards the last 3 seasons, 10 touchdowns a year the last 3 seasons. Big size. He could potentially be a guy you could put next to Terry McLaurin and kind of take some eyes and tension off of him. And that's something they needed, that receiver position, hence why they tried to go after Amari Cooper. Not that I'm comparing Gandy-Golden to Amari Cooper, but he's someone who could help the offense in the passing game.
Hey, what's a realistic expectation for Chase Young? I mean, are we thinking like he's going to be, the next Dexter Manley, or is, how do we kind of pull back the reins here? Because I feel like Redskins fans are like, this guy's the savior. This guy's going to turn around the franchise. And in my belief, it's not just one guy that can do that.
No, you're right. But the problem is they're getting that belief because all the pundits saying he's a generational talent here, generational talent there. That means a defensive end that doesn't come around but once every 20, 25 years. So that's why the expectations are so high, and also on top of the fact that he's a local guy and fans love that kind of connection between local players, eventually ending up with the Redskins. I think what the Redskins fans should hope for would be production along the lines of what San Francisco's done the last handful of years as a unit, not necessarily Chase Young getting 16 sacks as a rookie or anything like that. I think it's just the fact that he adds another dimension to that line to create havoc against any opposing offense they face week in and week out.
Hey, finally, Trent Williams. The saga is over. The soap opera is finished. Shipped out to San Francisco. What was your reaction to that trade, Jake?
My reaction was thinking of what all the Redskins fans were probably thinking at that moment. Thanks a lot, Bruce Allen, because that cost them a pretty penny, because he's worth way more than a future third-round pick and a current fifth-round pick. He is way better than that and way more valuable than that. But I think right now, in present time, the important thing was to just put that in the past and just move on, because him being around the locker room would not be good for the culture that Ron Rivera is trying to impart on this team in his first year as the Redskins head coach. It's important to get something for him, and the fact they got 2 picks, I think it salvages it a bit, but it also makes you think what they could have gotten for him last year.
So now we have to worry about Dwayne Haskins' blind side. Who's going to be that left tackle this year?
Right now, I think Sadiq Charles is the best left tackle they have on the roster, but you also have to question how reliable he can be in week and week out, given his troubles at LSU. And also the fact that he slipped to the 4th round isn't just, I don't think, off the field related. I think it also has something to do with him not being as good as the top tier of left tackles. But I think at that spot in the 4th round, I think he was the best option available, and you needed to address left tackle. You can't have Dwayne Haskins going into the season without any offensive weapons and without any protection behind him. And I still wouldn't rule out personally them possibly bringing back Donald Penn or investing in Jason Peters for a year. They have a lot of cap room to do that. So I don't think it would hurt for them to address that position that way either, to kind of give Charles some tutelage from a veteran, kind of show him the ropes and show him how it's done.
Another eye-opening move for the Redskins came via the undrafted free agent route. Thaddeus Moss, the son of Randy Moss. You know that tight end position isn't the strongest for the Redskins. Can Thaddeus maybe find a home here in Washington?
I think so, given how the depth of that position is on this team. But like with left tackle, I wouldn't put it past the Redskins to address tight end and kind of scour the market, possibly trade for somebody for a future pick or for somebody on the roster now, or just sign someone off the scrap heap. The Bears, I think, have 9 tight ends right now. I think they cut one yesterday, so you can kind of watch them and see what they're doing. Possibly monitor O.J. Howard's market down in Tampa and see if they'll make him available eventually. But just because he has the last name Moss doesn't mean he's going to put up that kind of production. And I would temper my expectations, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, prepare that he doesn't impact the team at all, but hope that he actually can give you the glimpses that he showed in the college football playoff this past winter.
And how about your Navy boy, Malcolm Perry, drafted by the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, that's an interesting pick. I think the Dolphins had a really good draft. And I saw that they moved him to running back, even though he'd been training all offseason as a wide receiver. I think that's even better for him, honestly, because of that triple option offense that you ran at Navy. He was just a playmaker and a dynamite ball carrier with the midshipmen. I'm really going to be looking forward to see what he does down in Miami.
Yeah, from Annapolis to South Beach, Malcolm Perry, maybe following the footsteps a little bit of Keenan Reynolds. Keenan Reynolds went to the XFL, so maybe Malcolm Perry can find a new home in the NFL and make all those midshipmen proud there in Annapolis. Jake Russell, as always, we appreciate your time, my friend.
I appreciate the invite. Anytime, buddy.
All right, thank you, Jake. And coming up next on Toyota Sports Talk, my conversation with Markel Fultz. He'll explain his special relationship with Chase Young dating back to their high school days. That's next. Stay with us.